Welcome to a special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and in studio with us today is Lydia Price. She is with Young Life Ross County. Good to have you here. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
If you don't know anything about Young Life, we're going to explain coming up in just a moment. Plus, they have a golf outing. Who doesn't have a golf outing, right?
Everybody has golf outings.
You have to have one of these. So we're going to talk about that and more in just a moment. But first, this from the Bean Foundation.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Welcome back, and if you are unfamiliar with Young Life Ross County, this is an organization that is Christian-based, and most of the people are young.
Yes. We are focused on teens and adolescents in Ross County, and our hope is to introduce them to Jesus and help them grow in their faith. But our hope is also just to be consistent adults in their lives who are for them and are going to be there with them through all walks of their life.
A Christian mentoring agency.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been around for quite a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. We've been in Ross County since 2014. So it's been a little over 10 years now here.
Nice. And I was not aware of this. I was looking at the website last night and that there's a Young Life in Pike County also.
Yes, it just started. So about 2 years ago, this woman, Susan, came to me. She's a counselor at Waverly High School, and she wanted to get Young Life going there. And so within the past 2 years, we have built a committee of men and women who are going to support the ministry. And then we just had our first leader decide to say yes to leading. And she is a graduate from Dayton, but she is from Waverly and has moved back to Waverly since college and is excited to start leading there.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
That's where you start seeing that you're making a difference and it's starting to grow.
Yes, exactly.
About how many kids are participants in Ross County?
Yeah, so right now we have ministry at Chillicothe High School and Unyota High School. We just started a ministry called Capernaum, which is a sector of Young Life for students with special needs and disabilities. And we also have ministry going at Southern Ohio Career Academy, which is an alternative school here in town. So on a weekly basis, we see around 70-ish kids from the community come to different types of meetings that we have.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
I recall my background was with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes in high school. And I know they're in a lot of the high schools here locally, but how much of a foundation it helps you get in your spiritual life. And man, things are much different for you when you have that spiritual base.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's honestly been so fun to get to partner with FCA, with Brian. And a lot of the kids have been able to be a part of both and use both in some wonderful ways here in town.
That was what I was going to follow up with. Are they able to be in both?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And so it's cool to see some of our student leaders in Young Life then be a part of FCA and encouraging them to get to do both and that they don't have to choose one or the other.
Yeah. You've got a camp that the kids go to up in Michigan.
Yeah.
And you're hoping to get maybe close to 60 kids.
Yeah. It's been really fun. Camp in the summer is a part of the Young Life culture. And this summer we're going to Timberwolf, which is a camp up in Michigan, like you said. Right now we have about 35 students from Ross County signed up to go to camp this summer. And we're really excited about it. This will be one of our biggest camp trips to date. And we're hopeful to fill a charter bus. So a charter bus is 56 seats. So the hope is that we will fill a charter bus full of Ross County students.
How long is this camp?
Yeah, so camp is 6 days. And when they're at camp, they don't have their phones for the whole week. And everything in camp is focused around helping kids to just get to be kids still. So often kids have to grow up really quickly around here and have to help with their family lives in so many different ways. And so at camp, they get to just experience life to the full and get to hear the gospel laid out for them and get time to process through it. And everything there is directed for them to have the best week ever.
Certainly there's activities for them to participate in,
Yes.
the fun activities. But do they do service projects or anything like that when they're at camp?
Not at camp, but when we are home here in Ross County, our hope is that our kids are also growing and learning how to serve in their communities. And so this year we did the Christmas shoe boxes that one of our campaigner groups, we asked the kids to bring in supplies. And one of our campaigner meetings that we had, the kids got to fill the shoe boxes and we got to pray over them and then send them out to the families that need them.
Have you heard back from any of these kids that get the Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes?
We haven't, but that would be a really cool thing to get to hear back from them.
I received a letter from the mother of one of the kids.
Yeah?
He was 6 at the time. He's now like 22,
That's
23.
wonderful.
And it was really incredible to feel what it was like, the impact you made across the ocean.
Yeah.
And I got the letter in July. He got the shoebox back in like Christmas time.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So it's amazing when you do actually hear back from those kids.
Yeah, we also got to do a Christmas gift for Lori Graves does the Christmas gifts for the students at the Pioneer Center, and so we got to do one of those for a student this year too. Yeah.
Super special to get a chance to experience that stuff as a kid.
Yeah, and I know a hope for us is we've been partnering with, her name's Jennifer, she works at Adina, and she's helping us to actually get involved in more of the outreach things here around town. So I know that they do a backpack day at the beginning of the school year in August, and our hope is to bring some high school kids with us to help fill those backpacks and to be a part of that day.
Now, when you say Adina, do you mean the hospital or the school?
The hospital. Yeah, she works at the Carlisle building in their social work area.
Very good.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of fundraising events coming up,
Yes.
and this is important because you need to have money to run your operation.
Yes. Yeah. All of our support goes back to the kids, right? And everything that we do is dedicated to helping to create environments and events for the kids to get to be at and get to enjoy themselves and get to hear the gospel in a way that they're going to understand. And so some of the fundraisers that we have, one of them is the golf outing, and that is going to be June 27th. And that is going to the operation of the whole of everything that happens throughout the year here in Ross County. And then another fundraiser that we have is our rummage sale. And our rummage sale is where high school kids get to come and bring anything that they want from their houses. And leaders will also come and bring anything that they don't want anymore. And we will be across the street from Paper City, and we'll have a big rummage sale or a big yard sale. And people can come and buy whatever they want. And then all of that money and proceeds that is made off of that day will go to kids going to camp this summer. So,
and kids, make sure you talk to your parents about this
Yes.
stuff beforehand, because if they come through the sale and they see some of the, hey, that's my toaster.
Yeah, they might not be too happy about that.
Right. I remember being a part of a rummage sale back when we were raising money for a Florida trip when I was in the band. And this is really cool because you get a chance to really say, I'm going to part with this stuff, but I'm going to get money for this to help for where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great way for kids to get to have ownership in raising money for their camp trips this summer. Yeah. They'll also do a couple yard days. So Vicki Whistler here in town has Lavender Farms that she has started. And so she always partners with us, and we get to go out and work in the fields of the lavender that she has. And the kids get to raise some money doing that. And then we do some work days around town for different families in town where the kids get to do some yard work too.
We were talking before the interview that Vicki Whistler was the one that introduced me to Young Life, and like you say, 2014. So it's proved to be a pretty good thing to be a part of.
Yeah,
really
she has been such a supporter of the ministry since the beginning, and we're so grateful for her.
Yeah. Is there anything that we have missed, like maybe telling people how to find Young Life.
Yes, of course. We have a Instagram page where you can look up Chillicothe Young Life and find it. Or if you're looking for a specific school, there's also Unyoto Young Life on Instagram. And then we also have a Facebook page where you can just Google or look up Chillicothe Young Life on Facebook too. And you can find us at both of those locations.
Very nice.
Of course.
Appreciate you coming in today and sharing with us. We wish you well with the efforts with the golf outing, the rummage sale, and of course camp.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me today.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Lydia Price with Young Life Ross County. Thank you for watching, and also thanks to the Bean Foundation, our sponsor for this segment of Litter Media Live.